fighting with myself way too long. Need to quit it like it's Quidditch with the golden balls. And none of my best friends don't care at all. And I'ma watch them fall like the violent wall. And I say what I say.
Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? All Out is tomorrow. And I am somewhat excited. But I hope that it's not going to be a long show. This does not need to be a 4-hour fucking event. It just doesn't. This pay-per-view should go off the air, I would say, between 11:15 and 11:30. It does not need to be 4 hours or 4+ hours like we saw for SummerSlam. It doesn't need to happen. Even though it is Labor Day weekend, but still, who gives a fuck? It doesn't need to be 4 hours. There are a lot of matches on the card, but really the only match that most people are excited about and talking about is going to be the main event, and it cannot be a co-main event. It has to be the actual main event. It has to close the show, that being CM Punk versus Darby Allen. That has to main event this show. It has to. That's what this thing has been built on. That's what they have been pushing. That's the main thing. Everything else is just taking the back seat. And, you know, nothing really seems important. I think the only thing that has been built kind of decent has been CM Punk versus Darby Allen. That's the only thing that has been, built decent. Everything else is just there to be there. Now, maybe Christian Cage and Kenny Omega, maybe that can serve as a co-main event. It could be on next to last, but it cannot close the show. It just can't. And like I said before, I'm not looking forward to All Out as much outside of CM Punk and Darby Allen, because I feel like, you have to kind of time everything right here. You can't have a lot of these matches being 20, 30 minutes. You just can't do it. A lot of these matches are going to have to be about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's just what it's going to have to be. You cannot do it. I could see the tag match involving the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. I could see that giving about at least 20 minutes. I could see Christian Cage and Omega getting at least maybe about 15 to 18 minutes, something like that. But like I said before, you do not need a bunch of long matches. You just don't. Everything has to be timed out perfectly, timed out right. And because you don't want to kill the crowd. You don't want to kill the crowd. You don't. Everyone in Chicago is going to have their eyes focused on one man. Well, two men, CM Punk and Darby Allen. Another match I'm also excited for is Chris Jericho versus MJF. So that's another one I'm excited about. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get into this preview and predictions. This isn't going to be in any particular order. So let's start off with the pre-show real quick. The Best Friends, it's a 10-man tag. The Best Friends and Jurassic Express versus the Hardy Family, Office, and the Hybrid. I say that the faces will win. Moving on, let's go with Jon Moxley versus Kashima. I feel bad for Moxley here, man. I really do. I feel bad for him. I'm like, damn, he's kind of taking a back seat to a lot of things. And I feel that Moxley at this point has to go fucking heel. I just see that happening in due time. He has to go fucking heel, because with Bryan Danielson coming in, he's going to be the the main number one babyface is going to be Bryan, and as of right now, it's Punk. But Moxley has to turn heel. He's going to have to turn heel. So hopefully he fucking does that sooner rather than later. Obviously, Mox is going to retain here. I just feel bad for the guy. And I've never been high on the Gasoline Man, but it's just like he's just another run-of-the-mill guy there. And that's just what he's doing. He's just taking a backseat to everything. Next, we have the Women's Casino Battle Royal, which should be interesting. We should see the return of Ruby. We should see the debut of Ruby Soho. And she's actually one of my picks to win. I have 3 picks. Ruby Soho, Jade Cargill, and Thunder Rosa. I'm fine with either of those women winning. I'm fine. And it would make sense. So either one of those 3 has to win. Moving on, the Young Bucks, the Young Sucks, the Young Cucks, the Dumb Fucks, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage for the AEW Tag Team Championships. The Lucha Brothers are going to win. It makes sense. It has to happen. It needs to be the downfall of the Super Elite. And that has to start happening because we know around Full Gear, Omega will drop the title to Adam Page. I don't think that Adam Cole will make his debut on All Out. You don't want to use all your resources right now. I would much rather save him for the Arthur Ashe show in New York coming up in 2 weeks. I think that would be better for him. Or if you wanted to, you could put him on a episode of Rampage or Dynamite, either one. But I much would prefer to see him on the 22nd in New York, the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Moving on, Paul White, a.k.a. The Big Show, a.k.a. Bullshit, versus QT Marshall. Paul White's going to win. This needs to be a squash, meaning within about 20 seconds, Paul White needs to beat the shit out of QT Marshall. This has no business being on the show at all. No business at all. You could have done this shit on a Dynamite or a Rampage. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Are you fucking kidding me, man? I don't understand it. Who gives a fuck? This needs to end in 20 seconds. Or less. It has to. Next, Britt Baker, DMD, versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Britt Baker's going to retain, obviously. Next, Miro versus Eddie Kingston for the AEW TNT Championship. There should be a banger. This is another match I'm actually excited for as well. I don't know who's going to win here, but if I had to say, it's going to be Miro. I see these guys facing later on down the line. I don't think they're going to have Miro drop the title just yet. I don't. Next, Chris Jericho versus MJF. This is another match I'm looking forward to. I think Jericho could win here. It almost seems like he could very well win. I don't just see him just hanging up his boots and being a commentator. I just don't. I think he's got a couple matches left in him, and I think it would make sense. MJF looks good. MJF has gotten really fucking over. We know Jericho is high on MJF because he's put him over 3 times. But I don't see Jericho just riding off in the sunset and just say, fuck it, I want to go on the commentary team, the commentary booth. Nah, fuck it. Nah. I'm going to have to go with Jericho. It just makes sense. I just don't see Jericho hanging up his boots yet. I just don't. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think Jericho ends his career in AEW. I believe that will be when he goes potentially back to WWE. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I would think he would end his career. It would have to be in WWE. That's just me. Next, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. For the AEW Championship, Omega wins here. Like, Omega allowed Christian to go over this time. Omega's not letting Christian beat him twice. It's just not going to happen. Nah, fuck that. We know how Omega is. Now, I do believe that Omega more than likely will drop the AEW Championship to Hangman Adam Page at Full Gear. That's going to happen. Page has to have his fucking moment. He has to. And then we have Andrade versus a mystery opponent. Some people are saying Bryan Danielson. I don't think you want to debut Danielson like that. I just don't. We do know that Danielson's going to make his debut for sure. That's like 99.9% confirmed. But I don't know who it could be as a mystery opponent. I just don't know. I don't know. It's not going to be Adam Cole. I don't know who it could be. I really don't know who it could be. I don't. But whoever it is, it should be a good match against Andrade El Idolo. Then the main event, CM Punk versus Darby Allen. With Sting. This is interesting here. I do believe that Punk is going to put over Allen. He's going to have to. I think it would make sense. Punk has had his moment. He's had his moment. He got his moment. And I think whether he loses, whether he wins, it's not going to hurt him at all. This has to go to Darby. Darby needs this win. It would solidify Darby as a guy who's the real deal, a guy that people can kind of take serious. Even though the guy is small in stature, we get it. We do get that shit. Who cares? But, you know, it's AEW. It's their fan base. But I do think that Darby has to fucking win here. Now, I would have Sting turn heel. And here's why. I do think that Darby and Sting feuding, that would be great. And if you wanted to, you could also have Kenta kind of, you know, come out post-match and, you know, dress up as a hooded figure, beat down Punk. It's revealed to be Kenta. He does the GTS, and then we go off the air. So that could be kind of fucking cool as well. But I do look for Darby to win, and I do see Sting turning on Darby. It has to happen. I would love to see a heel Sting. I think that's going to be fucking golden. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I just hope that it's not going to be a long show. It just doesn't. Peace.